Simon Schuster says it didn't know that Donald Trump's niece had signed a nondisclosure agreement that would hinder the publication of her forthcoming tell-all book, and the publishing company is asking a judge to deny a request for an injunction by the Trump family. The book, Too Much and Never Enough, How My Family Created the World's Most Dangerous Man, is due to hit shelves on July 28, but the Trump family has fought to stop its release. The First family maintains that Mary signed the NDA during the settlement of the late Fred Trump's estate. In an affidavit, Simon Schuster CEO Jonathan Karp said, "We did not learn anything about Ms. Trump signing any agreement concerning her ability to speak about her litigation with her family until shortly after press broke concerning Ms. Trump's book about 2 weeks ago, well after the book had been accepted, put into production, and printing had begun. And we never saw any purported agreement until this action was filed against Ms. Trump and Simon Schuster." A judge granted a temporary restraining order against the book's publication Tuesday.
Texas reported a record-breaking daily increase in cases of the novel coronavirus on Tuesday, with 6,975 new infections identified, which may or may not be the ideal moment to issue the advice of the government's top infectious disease expert. However, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, a former talk radio host, had no qualms, saying that he will not listen to the advice of Dr. Anthony Fauci after the health expert warned Congress on Tuesday that the rate of new infections could more than double to 100,000 a day if current outbreaks in the South and West are not contained. Patrick, who has said he would sacrifice his life for the economy, told Fox News, "Locking down doesn't work. If it did, those two states, California and New York, would be doing better than Texas." Fauci said today that he's concerned about states like Texas that skipped over certain things. He doesn't know what he's talking about. "We haven't skipped over anything. The only thing I'm skipping over is listening to him. He has been wrong every time on every issue. I don't need his advice anymore."
Fox News has fired veteran anchor Ed Henry after the network investigated a complaint about willful sexual misconduct in the workplace, according to an internal memo. In a notice sent to staff Wednesday morning, Fox News CEO Suzanne Scott and President Jay Wallace wrote that they received a complaint about Henry on June 25. On the same day, the network chief said, Henry was suspended from his on-air duties and an outside law firm was brought in to investigate. Based on investigative findings, Ed has been terminated, they wrote. No details were given about the allegations other than that they came from a former employee, and the alleged misconduct took place years ago. They added that rotating news anchors will replace Henry as co-anchor of America's Newsroom alongside Sandra Smith until a permanent replacement is hired. Scott and Wallace also reminded staff that the network strictly prohibits all forms of sexual harassment, misconduct, and discrimination. Henry is yet to comment publicly on the allegations.
"Don't mess with my guitar. That's the audible warning I issued to a new robotic vacuum I've been testing in my living room. You go near that thing and I will rip out your battery and feed it to the robotic lawnmower in the garage." I would too, and not feel any regrets at all, even though robots are acting more and more like living things these days.
Fortunately, the iRobot Roomba S9 Plus robot vacuum is intelligent enough to avoid my precious musical instrument, and by the way, a Christmas tree and the doggy bed, because it uses a mapping technology you can adjust with an app. I cordoned off the area of my living room I wanted the Roomba S9 to avoid. I breathed a sigh of relief. After multiple tests over several days, the botvac never touched my guitar.
It also required a lot less maintenance. I've tested quite a few robotic vacuums over the years, and other than the main irritation of not being able to control where they clean in the past, I also hate how they use such a small compartment for dirt and dust. As human overlords, we are being reduced to maintenance workers who have to empty the dustbin of robots. Not fun. Previous tests have involved frequent disposal duties.
With the Roomba S9 Plus you don't have to worry about that. I installed the Clean Base automatic dirt disposal in a corner. It looks like a tall and skinny trash bin. During a cleaning cycle, the little guy would skirt on over to the base and, with a fantastic and loud whirring sound that sounded like a full-body cleanse, empty its contents. It's amazing. You can schedule the bot to clean every morning and you never have to do anything. I've been told the base only requires emptying about once every 6 months.
These everyday home appliances have become much smarter over the years. The S9 uses a new design with cornered edges, the original Roomba was circular. It maneuvered around with ease, occasionally pondering where to go next, but, over time, learned the contours of my living room and started cleaning the floor faster each time. I loved scheduling cleaning duties and remapping my living space. Oh, and get this, you can use Amazon Alexa or the Google Assistant to command your robot back. It almost feels like robots won't take over the world after all. They're smart, but we're smarter.
Scouted selects products independently and prices reflect what was available at the time of publish. Sign up for our newsletter for more recommendations and check out our coupon site for more deals. If you buy something from our posts, we may earn a small commission.
President Donald Trump lashed out on Twitter on Wednesday morning after New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio announced that a Black Lives Matter mural would be painted on the street in front of Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. The president called the mural a symbol of hate and said it would denigrating this luxury avenue and further antagonize New York City police officers. Trump said the money spent on the mural should be spent fighting crime instead. Similar murals have been painted on streets around the country. Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser started the trend in June with a huge, yellow mural painted along 16th Street leading to the White House in a two-block section renamed Black Lives Matter Plaza.